If you're looking for the answers, I still don't have them. What I do have is a particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people who mislead, misinform, or misrepresent the sports card industry. So if you don't do that, I'll let it go. But if you do, I'm going to talk about you. Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Sports Card Investigator Show. My name is Andy. I am your forever humble host, and take a look at this.
$50 for a chance at a multi-$1,000 PSA 10 Pokemon card right here in the casino.
Let's do it. $50 for something huge.
Come on, Pokemon.
Come on, Pokemon. PSA 10, graded Pokemon pack, official by PSA.
I'm about to get a hollow Charizard. Delivering your products, please wait a few seconds.
Dun, 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 dun.
Guys, this is gambling on Pokemon cards. I'm about to sell this on eBay.
Yeah, let's see what it's worth. We're definitely going to sell this on eBay. So. We've never done a card pull before. This is interesting.
Yo, is that a Charizard? That looks good.
What in the world?
It's a box, right, bro?
Oh, so there's other stuff in there too. Or no, it is just that.
Sick.
Huh? Did we come up? Let's see what it's worth.
Let's find out right here in the casino.
First off, there's a lot to unpack there. See what I did there? The video you just watched was uploaded by a channel called Casino Kings, which you may have guessed. It's not a sports card channel or a Pokemon channel or a card channel at all, and I'll just leave it there. But the content of the video was really, really interesting. So from that video, we can gather that there's a casino in Las Vegas, and I'll give you a little insight. It's actually at the Plaza Hotel downtown Vegas by the Fremont Experience. You can invest or insert, oh my God, that was a Freudian slip, $50 into that machine, and you'll receive a random Pokemon PSA 10, or if you wish to put in $75, you will get a random PSA 10 sports card. These cards, according to that video, could be worth thousands of dollars if you get the right one. Right now, I guess you're seeing, or I hope you're seeing a picture of the machine itself, and let's talk about this for a second. At first glance, when you look at that machine like I did, you think it's something that PSA put out there, but looks are, in fact, deceiving. According to Neo, it is not a PSA machine at all, but someone who they partner with, and Neo did a video on this as well. So what do you think the owners are trying to attract with this machine? Flippers, collectors, people who are clueless about cards in general? I'll go with door number 3, Johnny. Don't get me wrong, if you're into cards, it might pique your interest, but I would guess that a non-sports card person wandering through the casino may be tempted to throw in some money in hopes of what? Striking it rich. If you don't think that a sports card or gaming card world now is akin to gambling, or that businesses haven't turned their attention to capitalize on this hobby's gambling aspects, think again. The operator of this machine has really, if you think about it, brilliantly achieved a couple things. First, they figured out a way to profit from the unprofitable. Think about it. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And second, they have capitalized on the growing number of people in the hobby who love to gamble, and those who are not in the hobby but love to gamble. If you consider the implications of this one machine, it's actually not a possibility anymore. It's happening. It's what we call in the biz Exhibit A. In the not-so-distant future, I will predict, probably correctly, you'll be able to walk into any casino or card show. Hell, you may actually see one in the National or at the National and find machines like this offering these mystery boxes, or what they really are, repacks. This is basically a money printing machine for the owner, and I'm sure that where it's parked gets a piece of the action as well. But why stop there? And trust me, they will not. How about an automated break machine? You put in an amount of money based on the product, based on the team, and you randomly receive the cards associated with your stake or wager. Want a chance at a PSA 10 1-of-1 Victor Wembanyama card? Put your money in and take your chances. You possibly could get it. Or maybe a PSA 10 base card. This, my friends, is the definition of gambling. The possibilities we see now are endless because businesses that make money from trading cards, they understand, just like casinos, how to capitalize on the hobby's popularity. And this is important. It's gambling aspect. They know how to entice people, how to allure them with high-value cards, the thrill of the gamble, the hopes of making it rich. And as this trend continues, we could see even more innovative machines and systems designed to attract card enthusiasts and gamblers alike. Bells, whistles, bonus rounds, card slot machines, you name it, cats and dogs living together. It's all going to happen. And this evolution is not just possible, it's imminent and is driven by a market that is hungry for new ways to experience the thrill of not just collecting, but gambling and making money and trying to make more and more and more of it. It's a smart play. It's a freaking smart play. And as an aside, from a regulatory perspective, I'm not a regulatory lawyer, but I think this raises several red flags. Gambling laws are stringent for a reason. They protect consumers from potentially predatory practices, unregulated machine like these, even in an unregulated industry. And their flashy promises and lack of transparency can easily mislead and exploit people. The PSA branding adds a layer of legitimacy, and it just further blurs the lines. Bottom line, this is just a fancy repack machine. So all this got me thinking, like, why are sports cards businesses seemingly preying on the public's and more concerning the hobby's addictive behavior? Because like it or not, that's what's going on here. So my question to you guys is, has our hobby of sports card collecting evolved into some form of full-blown gambling, dare I say? And if so, how many of you guys in the community, on any kind of level, do you think you're struggling with that? Struggling with a sports card addiction? I don't know. I'll ask you guys some questions. Imagine if I just asked you to do a seemingly straightforward, simple thing. Could you do it? Could you do it? I'm not telling you to do it, but could you do it? And be honest with yourself. First question, could you delete your eBay app from your phone? And I don't mean permanently closing out your account, just taking off the app so you can't look at it every minute. How many of you could do it? How many of you would find it difficult, if not impossible? And extend that to other platforms, whatever's on your phone, ComC. Could you delete that app? Could you not look at it for a week, a day, an hour, 10 minutes? Consider those of you guys who love ripping packs or entering breaks. What if I challenge you to stop for 6 months? Could you resist the urge to do it for a 6-month period? How about the financial side of things? How many of you know exactly how much money you've spent on sports cards over the last 5 years, 3 years, 2 years? And if you do know, and I bet most of you do, down to the penny, do you ever regret it? Do you ever beat yourself up of what could I have done with all that money except spend it on sports cards? And then there's the matter of budgeting. Do you set a clear budget for your card purchase and stick with it, never ever going over? When you hit that limit in your head, if you even have one, do you stop? Can you stop? And lastly, those guys out there with significant others, do you openly share how much money you spend on sports cards? Do you guys have a secret account? Do you straight out lie about it? And these questions aren't meant to make anyone uncomfortable, but just provoke a deeper reflection on our habits and behavior within our hobby. It got me thinking, because people out there, they are preying on this behavior. Don't kid yourself. They are preying on this behavior. And as I'm doing this video, it becomes more and more evident that the line between sports cards and addiction often blur, much like gambling and even drug addiction. The thrill of the chase, the euphoric highs, the subsequent lows when luck doesn't favor us. These are the what word am I looking for? These are the hallmarks of addictive behavior. Sports cards, much like gambling, can provide an adrenaline rush that keeps us coming back for more, often at a very significant emotional and financial cost. You can go on YouTube, Reddit. Sports Card Radio just had they have great shows all the time, but they talked about a story about a guy that blew his wedding money on cards, and his soon-to-be wife or ex-fiance or whatever was talking about that. There's stories everywhere, and you see, I see this machine, and down the rabbit hole I go. But I think it's an important conversation that we have, not being preachy in any way, just for you guys to think about stuff, because that's what I'm here for, to make you guys think. So one last thing before I go, I want to address a comment from my last video, and I do appreciate all the comments, and I do appreciate everyone who follows this channel. It means the world to me. I can't stress that enough. But I gotta be honest. If you're tuning into my channel to hear about cards I'm watching, the trends I'm following, my save list on eBay, then you're flat out of luck, because that's not happening. There are plenty of content creators out there who satisfy that demand, but honestly, none of what I do should matter to you. And this dependency on influencers for every freaking decision is exactly what has muddled the waters of our hobby in the first place. That's why you hate us. Think about it. That got us into this predicament in the first place. But what truly matters, and I have stressed this from my first video, it's just developing your own understanding of strategies. I'll share strategies when they come around, sure. But trust your instincts, do your own research, and for God's sakes, make your own decisions. Now I'm being preachy. But by thinking for yourself, you'll find far greater satisfaction than following some influencer like me behind a microphone. So that's it for today. If you like what you see, hit the like, hit the subscribe. You know the rest. And until next time, take care.